What if I told you that the simple pair of sticks used to pick up noodles and dumplings is far older than the fork in your kitchen drawer? It might sound surprising, but these humble utensils have a history that stretches back millennia, long before the fork became a staple at Western tables. Most of us in the West see the fork as the default, but for much of the world, chopsticks are the norm, and have been for thousands of years. In fact, for billions of people, using chopsticks is as natural as breathing, a daily ritual passed down through generations. They're not a novelty, they're a fundamental part of daily life, woven into culture and history. The act of sharing food with chopsticks is a symbol of connection, respect, and tradition. This story is about challenging our assumptions about the everyday objects we use. We rarely stop to think about where our utensils come from, or how they shape the way we eat and interact. The fork feels so permanent, but for centuries Europeans ate with hands, spoons, and knives, while chopsticks had already evolved into elegant dining utensils in Asia. The contrast is striking, and it reveals how culture shapes even the smallest details of our lives. The history of what we eat with is as rich as the history of what we eat. Each utensil tells a story, reflecting the values, resources, and creativity of the people who used them. So let's set aside our familiar utensils and journey back in time to ancient China, where our story begins, not at the dinner table, but over a crackling fire. Here, necessity sparked innovation, and a new way of eating was born. We'll see how a practical solution for handling hot food became a symbol of refinement, and how these humble sticks traveled across nations, adapting to new cuisines and customs. Their journey is a testament to human ingenuity and cultural exchange. The simple act of picking up food connects us to a vast, intricate history, one that tells us who we are and where we came from. Our utensils are more than tools. They are links to our shared human story. Chopsticks began in China, not as dining tools, but as a clever solution for cooking over fire. In the earliest days, survival and ingenuity went hand in hand, and necessity sparked innovation. Imagine ancient cooks using twigs to retrieve food from boiling pots, an extension of their fingers, born from necessity. These simple sticks kept hands safe from heat, and allowed cooks to reach into bubbling cauldrons with ease. These early sticks were disposable and practical, but as Chinese civilization advanced, so did their utensils. Over generations, what started as rough twigs gradually became more refined, reflecting the growing sophistication of society. By the Shang dynasty, bronze chopsticks appeared in tombs, signaling their growing importance. These metal versions were not just tools, but symbols of status and ritual, treasured by the elite. This shift marked chopsticks' evolution from kitchen tool to personal dining utensil. The act of eating itself became more refined as utensils moved from the fire to the table. Over time, food was cut into bite-sized pieces in the kitchen, making knives at the table unnecessary. This change not only made meals safer, but also encouraged a communal style of eating. The tool and the cuisine evolved together. Chefs prepared food to suit chopsticks, and chopsticks shaped the way people ate. This harmony between utensil and food became a hallmark of Chinese dining. By 400 AD, chopsticks were used by all social classes, crafted from bamboo, wood, jade, or silver. Each material reflected the user's status, taste, and even beliefs about health and fortune. Their widespread adoption cemented their place in Chinese culture. Across generations and regions, chopsticks became a unifying symbol at the table. The journey from cook's tool to essential dining utensil set the stage for a powerful philosophical idea to take hold, one that would influence not just eating, but ways of thinking. Chopsticks became more than practical, they became cultural. Their presence at ceremonies and celebrations marked important moments in life. Their story is one of adaptation, innovation, and the shaping of an entire cuisine. Each new era brought new designs and new meanings, and soon philosophy would elevate them even further, transforming chopsticks into a symbol of deeper values and ideas. The rise of chopsticks in China was shaped not just by practicality, but by philosophy, especially the teachings of Confucius, who lived around 500 BC and whose influence still echoes today. Confucius, a devoted vegetarian and a passionate pacifist, believed the dining table should be a sanctuary of peace, a place where violence and aggression had no place. He saw knives as harsh reminders of the slaughterhouse, symbols of bloodshed and conflict, and therefore unfit for the table. The honorable man keeps away from the slaughterhouse, and allows no knives on his table, he taught, urging his followers to embrace gentleness even in daily rituals. This philosophy transformed chopsticks into a symbol of civility, gentleness, and respect for life. Food was carefully prepared in the kitchen, cut into perfect bite-sized pieces, so diners could eat gracefully. No force or cutting required at the table, only the gentle art of picking up food. The absence of knives became a hallmark of a harmonious and refined culture, setting Chinese dining apart from many others. Chopsticks bridged the gap between kitchen and table, allowing for refined, peaceful meals and encouraging a sense of calm and mindfulness. They became more than mere utensils. They represented a worldview valuing peace, community, and the joy of shared experience at every meal. Eating with chopsticks fostered togetherness, as everyone picked from shared dishes, reinforcing bonds between family and friends. The gentle click of chopsticks became the soundtrack of a civilized meal, a subtle reminder of harmony at the table. Thanks to Confucius, chopsticks became a lasting symbol of harmony, refinement, and the values of a peaceful society. Their influence would shape not only dining etiquette, but the very spirit of Chinese meals for centuries to come. Chinese culture's influence was immense, and chopsticks soon traveled beyond its borders. By 500 AD, they reached Korea, Japan, and Vietnam, adopted and adapted in each land. Each country modified chopsticks to suit local cuisines and customs, creating a beautiful diversity from a simple tool. As these nations embraced Chinese writing, religion, and philosophy, they also adopted its dining habits. But the one-size-fits-all model didn't apply. Chopsticks evolved to handle sticky Japanese rice or Korean barbecue. Each pair tells a story. Japanese chopsticks reflect island resources and delicate fish. Korean chopsticks, their metallic form and love for barbecue. Chopsticks became artifacts of trade, communication, and shared history. Cultures don't exist in isolation. They enrich each other, even through something as simple as a utensil. Next, let's see how Korea and Japan made chopsticks their own. In Korea, chopsticks took on a unique form, metal, not wood or bamboo. This tradition began with royalty, who used silver chopsticks to detect poison. Over time, metal chopsticks spread to the general population, now commonly made of stainless steel. Korean chopsticks are flatter, heavier, and more rectangular, requiring skill to use but perfect for banchan and barbecue. A long-handled spoon accompanies chopsticks at every Korean table, used for rice and soups. There's a clear etiquette: never hold spoon and chopsticks in the same hand. This division of labor reflects Korea's organized approach to meals. The metallic chopstick tells a story of history, status, and culinary function. Its form is shaped by ancient courts and modern cuisine. If you struggle with slippery Korean chopsticks, remember, you're holding centuries of tradition. Eating with them is participating in a living history. In Japan, chopsticks, hashi, became an art form. At first, they were sacred, used only in religious ceremonies, made from a single piece of bamboo. Over time, they entered daily life, but retained their special status. Japanese chopsticks are shorter, with pointed tips, perfect for picking out fish bones and handling delicate foods. The design reflects Japanese aesthetics, precision, elegance, and attention to detail. Materials range from disposable waribashi to lacquered wood, often decorated with intricate art. There are different chopsticks for men, women, children, and special occasions. Etiquette is rich. A chopstick rest keeps tips off the table, and the act of eating is meant to be graceful and mindful. In Japan, chopsticks are more than tools. They're a reflection of culture, artistry, and spirit. Each meal is a celebration of beauty and simplicity. While chopsticks flourished in Asia, Europe's tables looked very different. For centuries, people ate with spoons, knives, and their hands. Forks were unknown. When forks arrived from Byzantium in the 11th century, they were met with suspicion and ridicule. Early adopters were mocked. Some saw forks as effeminate or even sinful. It took centuries for the fork to gain acceptance, slowly spreading from Italy to France and finally to England. Only in the 18th century, with changing ideas about hygiene and manners, did the fork become standard. Today, the fork seems essential, but its journey was long and difficult. Its late arrival is a reminder that our customs are not universal. What's normal now was once bizarre. The fork had to fight for its place at the table, while chopsticks had already reigned for over 1,000 years. Our eating tools are shaped by history, not inevitability. In a world dominated by forks, why do chopsticks endure? For many foods, chopsticks are simply better, offering precision a fork can't match. They're perfect for picking up rice, noodles, or tofu without crushing them. Chopsticks slow down the meal, encouraging mindfulness and savoring each bite. This pace aids digestion and helps prevent overeating. Traditional chopsticks are reusable, lasting for years, unlike disposable plastic forks. Their sustainability reflects a culture of valuing possessions and reducing waste. Chopsticks are perfectly integrated with East Asian cuisines and communal dining styles. They're not just tools, they're part of a complete dining system, from food prep to etiquette. The fork is great for steak or pasta, but chopsticks remain champions in their own domain. Their timeless design is a testament to their enduring value. The history of chopsticks and forks reveals that our eating tools are more than functional. They're cultural artifacts. Chopsticks, born from necessity and elevated by philosophy, shaped cuisines and fostered communal dining. They reflect a worldview valuing harmony, refinement, and shared experience. The fork's story is one of struggle and eventual triumph, reflecting individualism and changing social norms. Our utensils connect us to generations before us, to cooks and to cultures that shaped our meals. The simple choice of what to eat with is a reminder that even ordinary objects have extraordinary stories. Next time you pick up a fork or chopsticks, remember, you're holding history. Our daily rituals are filled with meaning, waiting to be discovered. The way we eat shapes who we are and tells the story of humanity itself. Crazy how something as simple as chopsticks holds thousands of years of culture and evolution. If you loved learning this, imagine what else is hiding in plain sight. Hit like, and don't forget to subscribe. We're just getting started.